All right, so selling a part of your land is not as easy as just walking out front, writing on a sign and posting it and selling that land. If you're looking to sell part of your land, you come to the right video because I'm going to talk about how do I sell part of my land. All right, we've all heard the horror stories of when Grandpa 100 years ago, he said, you know, the ranch is not doing so well, the farm's not doing so well, we need some money for the family, so I'm gonna just walk out front and sell about an acre of this land. We've got 10, it's gonna be no problem. Well, that is not how we do it. That's not how it's done nowadays, and I'm gonna show you exactly the steps to take to do it legally and properly, if you're even allowed to do it by the city. All right, so first let's start with how much land do you actually have? What size is your property? And I want you to start at the planning and zoning office with your local county. The local county planning and zoning office could be found by a simple Google search, Googling, El Paso County, Colorado planning and zoning, calling the phone number and setting up an appointment with the planner of the day. The planner of the day is usually the person on call to talk to you over the phone. Sometimes you can do this in person. You have to actually schedule it in for a certain date and then go talk to them, fill out an application, and sometimes there's actually a fee to do this. And sometimes the planner of the day will just talk to you over the phone like a good old boy or a good friend and walk you through everything. So the first thing you want to do is know your address, the assessor's parcel number, or the name on the land, and you want to schedule an appointment or call the planner of the day and tell them exactly what you've got and what you're looking to do, and then they will kind of give you the options for that. So you might be looking to do just a simple quick subdivide. And all a subdivide is just taking, a 5-acre parcel of land and maybe breaking it into 5 1-acre parcels of land. Next, you want to know what the property is actually zoned for. It might be zoned agriculture, it might be zoned residential, it might be zoned R4, R5, R17. You never know. You want to know what it's zoned for. And how do you figure out what it's zoned for? You can go on and Google search El Paso County Assessor, or whatever your county is, assessor website, El Paso County or St. Lucie County Assessor site, and you can find the zoning. If you can't find it, then look the phone number up and give the assessor a call, the county assessor. Also, the planning and zoning department can help you figure that out as well. Let me tell you a little bit about R3, R4, R5. Usually in most counties, what that R status means is residence, or you can have that many residences. So if you're in an R4, usually that means you can have 4 residences on 1 acre of land. Now, granted, you're gonna have to actually subdivide this up, or maybe you can do a multi-family or a 4-plex, but a R4 would allow you to build a 4-plex in most areas without even subdividing. So you wanna know what the zoning is. That's pretty important. Next, if the county planning and zoning department says, yes, it is possible to subdivide this land or to sell a piece of your land or a part of your land, you're next gonna have to figure out how to get a survey for this land. So this can all be done by going on Google or the phone book or whatever you've got and start calling local surveyors in town and ask, how much for a survey? When can you do it? A lot of times they're gonna need some other information for you to kind of explain that, when they can do it and how much it's gonna cost, but this is gonna be the next step. Now, the following step will be, depending on where you're at in the United States, you're gonna wanna get what's called a land study, an engineer study, but basically you're looking for wetlands. Do you have any wetlands on the property? Like, what portion of the property is wetlands? And what do you need to do to make it where it's no longer wetlands? Or you might have to leave that area alone. And in some parts of the country, they'll allow you to buy wetland credits, but these are usually way more expensive than the actual land is that purchased. Next, you want to make sure that there's no endangered species or gopher turtles or some weird animal that's endangered in the United States, and you can't touch that ground. That's all part of the land study or the engineer study. All right, the next, after you figure out what you can subdivide the property into, let's just say you have 5 acres and you can subdivide it into 1-acre parcels. So now you have 5 1-acre parcels. You want to know what a 1-acre parcel is going for, by actually seeing what the land is selling for in 5-acre parcels and what the land is selling for in 1-acre parcels. Now you want it to be comparable. You want these parcels of land to be about an acre from each other, or an actual, not an acre, but 1 or 2 miles away. So that's called comparing apples to apples. And if you want more information on how to figure out what the land is worth or how to figure out how things are worth, I want you to go to my video, how to calculate land prices per square foot. So if you have any other methods or ideas or good notes, please put in the comments. If you sold a part of your land or you have some other methods of selling part of your land, I'd love to know more. I'm always learning as well. All right, so now you've gotten your subdivide, you figured out what the land's worth per acre. The next thing is going to be taking photos of the land, actually getting a professional photographer, a drone to fly over and look at what the land looks like from above and video of the land. You want to make it so much easier for people that are outside the state or in another country to be able to buy this land. And then now that you have amazing quality, high quality video, photo, drone footage, you want to list this property. You want to list this property either with a land specialist realtor or put this stuff on Craigslist and Facebook. And I mentioned like drone photography and videos and photography. How do you find people like this? Well, it's as simple as going on Craigslist and Facebook and just asking people in the area. But one way I really like to do it is I like to look at other land listings in the area, and I like to call the realtor that's listing that land and say, hey, would you mind sharing your photographer? Or your photos look amazing. Would you mind sharing with me the photographer that took these photos and this video and this drone? Because a lot of times, if that person's doing a good job for them, they want to share the wealth. They want to get that person that's doing the photography and the video more business. So they're going to be absolutely happy to do this. I've done this countless times. All right, next, talking about listing this land. If this realtor is the one that's listing these beautiful photos, maybe talk to them about listing the land for you. But I really want you to know who the land specialist realtor is when you're listing your land for sale. And there's one way to figure that out very easily. Who is a land specialist realtor? I want you to go on Zillow.com or Redfin.com and look at the land that's actually selling in that area, in your area, and look at who is selling all the land. Is John Smith the guy that's done the last several properties that have sold in the last couple weeks? Like, he's done 10 of them, and Sarah Smith's only done 1, but John Smith has done like 20. Who am I going to call? I'm going to call John Smith because he's doing way more business than Sarah is. So John probably knows the area way better. He might even have buyers already for the land that you're gonna sell apart, or the land that you're looking to sell. All right, next, maybe you don't wanna use a realtor. Maybe you're a realtor yourself, or maybe you just don't wanna pay the commissions. Well, there's free places to sell this land, and you can go on Craigslist.com and post your land for sale. You can go on Facebook Marketplace and post your land for sale. One thing you want to know about Facebook Marketplace is you can't post it as a room for rent or a property for rent or a house for sale. You actually have to post it as an item. But in that item description, I like to put land for sale. I like to be very specific. This is vacant land for sale. Now, one weird thing is you got to mark the condition. I think my land is always in excellent condition, but yours might be good condition or average condition. Land is not in a bad condition or a good condition. I just like to put it as excellent or good condition. That way that it can, satisfy Facebook. That's a free place to post. But one place I love posting is Facebook buy sell groups. This is really cool, especially if you have Arizona or Florida land and it's like the dead of winter and you start posting your stuff in Michigan and Wisconsin buy sell groups. Those poor people are sitting inside during a winter storm, a snowstorm, and they're just dreaming of being warm and laying on the beach. Start posting your Florida land or your Arizona land for sale or in these warm areas. You're probably gonna sell it to someone up north during the wintertime. So buy sell groups are phenomenal. And then you can post it in places like landcentury.com for a $15 a month fee. I've even sold land on ebay.com. Hey, maybe you have a piece of land that you're looking to sell and you don't wanna do all the things I already mentioned. I've got the easy button for you. I want you to head on over to zechbuysland.com. It's on the screen, but it's ZechBuysland.com, zechbuysland.com. We purchase land all over the country. I'd be interested and curious to know what you have available. If we don't buy it, maybe we can help find you someone that will buy it.